If this house was in California, it'd be worth $9 million.
It's $455,000.
This makes me feel better about the housing market, though. Like, I don't know the area, but I don't know if I would pay that much for this house.
It looks like they put some love into this. This is definitely a short-term rental. It's got fancy furniture, which Rob is a sucker for.
It's true.
I don't like how off my instincts are because I don't know these markets, right?
You know, it's so sad to watch someone be so close but still wrong.
You were over. I would have had it.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going for the sweep.
Near. Oh, let's go, baby. Welcome, BiggerPockets fans, to The Price of the Property is Wrong, sponsored by our good friends at RentToRetirement. This is the game show where we test the abilities of our contestants and have them test their wits guessing how much these properties actually cost. I'm joined here by my good friend Dave Meyer out of Amsterdam and David Greene out of the Bay Area. Dave Meyer, what's your primary investing strategy?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Rob. It's primarily buy and hold rental property investing, but I also invest passively in a lot of syndications as well.
Awesome. And David Greene, what about you, my friend?
I invest in the knowledge base of BiggerPockets fans for the most part.
What a charmer, David. He's just snucking up to everyone.
Today's theme is going to be the beach edition. And before we get into it, I want to go over a few quick rules. Number 1, contestants will have to guess the purchase price of an investment property. Rule number 2, contestants are judged based on how close they are to the true price. Contestants are given the purchase year, location, square footage, bed and bath units, and 5 photos with which to make their decisions. That sound good to you, boys?
Sounds good.
Love it.
Okay, so let's get into property number 1. Location, Dauphin Island. Dauphin Island? Dauphin Island, Alabama. We'll let the comments decide how it's actually pronounced. Purchase year, 2022. Bed bath count, it's a 4-3, and it's a spacious 1,982 square feet. All right, first thoughts. Property could use a little updating, but overall very nice, and it looks like it's pretty close to the beach.
Yeah, it looks like it's right on the beach, which is pretty nice. I've never been to Alabama. Have you, David? Do you have any insider knowledge of this area?
I'm actually torn right now because I bet you there's places in Alabama where the house is $100,000, and then there's places where people vacation, like the Florida, Alabama area, where it's probably much more expensive. So this could go any direction.
Right, like if this house was in California, it'd be worth $9 million.
So it could be in the Florida, Alabama area and be much more than that.
What I'm thinking right now is I have no idea how much this property probably costs, but it's right on the beach, so I'm thinking there's probably pretty good demand. But as Rob said, it's got like 90s vibes to it. Like it could use a little bit of an update in terms of the kitchen is looking a little bit dated. The landscaping wasn't looking like it was up to par, so I'm just going to say $650,000.
We got $650,000. Do you feel pretty good about that guess?
No, I don't, but I'm sticking with
Fantastic.
it.
David, what about you?
Again, now this is what the property is worth right now, or this is what somebody paid for it?
This was the purchase price when it was purchased.
Oh, okay.
And what year was it purchased in?
It was purchased in 2022, so just last year.
Okay. All right. It could have been early 2022. It could have been late 2022. Dave went with $650,000. I'm going to shoot with $595,000.
Okay, so we got $650,000 and $595,000. Is that right?
We're kind of close, yeah.
Yes.
David, are you confident in that? Because Dave was not.
Not in the least.
I happen to have the purchase price, and I can confirm that this home was $789,000 to purchase in 2022,
Wow.
which I think means that
That's a
Dave
lot.
Meyer wins round 1.
Nicely done, Dave.
All right. Thank you. I don't know the area, but I don't know if I would pay that much for this house based on what I'm seeing.
Well, not with that attitude. You guys were kind of commenting about the fact that this is in Alabama. Could be cheap, it could be expensive. It definitely depends. I can tell you from experience that I know that the Gulf Shores area is one of the most thriving vacation markets out there. When you think about beach properties, typically Destin is at the top of that list, but Gulf Shores is really a closer third, second. And so Dauphin Island, or I think it's Dauphin. I'm getting word now that it's Dauphin. I actually don't know. That's how my people would say it, though. But Dauphin Island is about 1 hour and 46 minutes away from Gulf Shores. So you have to drive all the way around the peninsula. But yeah, it's one of those vacation markets where I think a lot of people are investing right now. That's probably why it's a little bit more expensive than you thought. Let's get into property number 2. Location, Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. It's a 2-minute walk from the beach. The purchase year also was 2022. Bed bath count, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And it's a sprawling 1,544 square feet.
Off the beach, you said?
It's a 2-minute walk to the beach.
And what's the area?
Atlantic Beach, North Carolina,
Okay.
which I believe is about an hour or 2 away from New Bern, the location of The Notebook, one of Nicholas Sparks' best.
And that just added $100,000 to my guess.
I mean, at least Baby Goose himself shot there.
So my initial thoughts are this is something that Rob would enjoy. It's got fancy furniture, which Rob is a sucker for.
That's
recently
true.
remodeled. It's got the white and gray tones going on, stainless steel appliances. Bathroom looks like it was done recently with a rainfall shower head and some upgraded handles in the shower. Yeah. So it looks like they put some love into this. This is definitely a short-term rental.
All right, David, what is the purchase price of this property?
I'm going to go with $899,000.
$899,000.
now you're making me question.
I don't think I should make you question anything, Dave, because I don't even know where this place is.
Yeah, me neither.
North
I
Carolina. It's an Atlantic Beach.
barely stepped foot in North Carolina my whole life.
Oh, so you have been though?
Once I went to a wedding in Pinehurst, which is a totally different area. Okay, I'm gonna say the way I'm arriving at this number is really basing it off the last one, which was, I think, probably it was right on the beach, so, but not in as good condition. So I think being right on the beach adds some more money. So I was thinking something more in like the high 6s. So I'm gonna say 672.
672.
Yes.
And then we've got, what did you guess, David? 899,000?
Yes, I went very high.
You know, it's so sad to watch someone be so close but still wrong. The purchase price of this property was $665,000. Dave Meyer. All right, Dave, even though you were over by, I think, $7,000, I don't math good.
That's pretty good.
You were still the closest. And that
Thank you.
means that you win this round.
That was extremely lucky, but I'll take it.
Before we get to our final short-term rental property, we want to say a quick thank you to today's sponsor. Don't be like Dave and Dave guessing a property's price. If you want the right price on cash-flowing turnkey properties, check out Rent-to-Retirement. We're talking turnkey rentals, as in buy property, sit back, and collect rent, aka mailbox money. They have single-family, multifamily, and new build properties available in the best markets throughout the United States to maximize cash flow, appreciation, and equity so you can reach financial freedom. To learn more, visit RentToRetirement.com. That's RentToRetirement.com. Or you can call 800-311-6781. Now let's get to our final property. All right, boys, let's get to the final property. How we feeling here?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going for the sweep.
David Greene?
I'm feeling like I need to have some technical difficulties pop up and not complete this episode.
Well, I'll see what me and the producers can do about that. Let's get into it. Final location, Destin, Florida. The purchase year of the property, 2021. So really, at the height of things. Bed bath count, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Dave, what are your thoughts about this home? Is this a nice home to you?
There's some curb appeal. Let's see. Do we know how far it is from the beach?
Yeah, they didn't say. So this
I'm
one,
guessing it's not close.
yeah, if they didn't mention it as a perk, I'm gonna go. It's just a house in Destin, Florida.
Okay, what was that first? Can you do that first picture again? Is there a pool? So there is a pool.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a community pool, though. I don't
It
know
does.
if that's the pool to the house.
Unless you're inviting like 15 people over to your pool on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I really didn't know much about Destin until you said earlier that it's maybe the most, one of the biggest destinations. So I think we're gonna go 978.
$978,000. David Greene, what about you, man? How does that make? Is that an intimidating number for you to hear?
I don't like how off my instincts are because I don't know these markets, right? So I'm having this like esoteric, philosophical, enlightening happening in my head where so much of the decisions about should you buy or not buy, what's a good deal, come because we have a baseline that we're operating off of under a market that we know, right? Like Dave lives in Denver, he invests in Denver. Jumping out to a market we've never seen, you don't have like a sense of gravity to keep you to the ground, right? These numbers are totally arbitrary because my thought was like, God, almost $1 million for this house where half of it looks like it's the garage.
It might be more than half.
Right? But then again, like we just don't, it's been staged. They've got, these 5 pictures we're looking at are probably the only 5 pictures that they even have for this property because it looks like it's so small. I'm going to shoot with something much lower. I'm going to go with 825.
I would argue that's not much lower, but that's a good guess.
Dave's guess was 978.
978, and you said
25.
825. Okay.
But 170 grand less.
Are we locked into those answers? I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to jump around.
I think David has it, but I'm sticking with my original gut.
You're sticking with your gut. All right.
Honorable man.
All right. Well, the purchase price for this property that you see here is $455,000. I feel like all the buildup I gave you really missed that, y'all.
Less than half of what I guessed. Okay.
I gave you the opportunity to come back. But the good news is, that means that David won this round.
On the board.
So you didn't totally get crushed.
Well, it's funny because either I got dominated here and Dave had a 66% victory over me, or he got one more right than me and he squeaked out a win.
That's true. Those numbers are skewed at such small amounts of guesses.
This makes me feel better about the housing market, though, like that costs in the 400s. Because when I look at those pictures, that feels more right than what I guessed. But
yeah.
Given what's been going on, especially in Florida, we both went pretty high. But congratulations, David. Well done.
Thank you.
You ended up pulling off a W on that one, but I do have some bad news overall. You're still 1 for 2. Dave Meyer actually won 2 out of the 3. So I think just by the way stats and math work, Dave Meyer, you have won today's episode of The Price of the Property is Wrong. How does it feel, my friend?
I just try and take every day at a time. I've been practicing really hard, putting in a lot of training with the team every single day. So I'm glad that my hard work finally paid off.
David Greene, anything you'd like to just let the audience know before we wrap up here?
I may be down, but I'm not out. I will be back. I will be back in the training room, getting stronger. What doesn't kill me can only make me stronger. Are there any other cliches that I want to say that people always say when they lose? Nope, that's all I got.
That's all you got. Thank you to everyone for watching our show, and tune in next time for another exciting episode of The Price of the Property is Wrong. And also be sure to like and subscribe to this channel to be the first to learn about new releases from BiggerPockets. Also, check out RentToRetirement at RentToRetirement.com or call 800-311-6781.